Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? How is everybody today? I think I'm live. Say hi in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me properly. I'm not putting on any background music because last time, my last live stream, someone complains about the background music, which I understand because we're discussing some very important topics. So, yeah, having music can be distracting. Let me know if you can hear me. Is my microphone working properly? Oh, I should turn something off because it's part of my client's work. Hello. How is everyone? Can you hear me? Yolanda, welcome. Glad you made it. Perfect. How are you today? You didn't go hiking again? I remember the last time, I think you said you were hiking, so you couldn't make it to the last Money Monday. So, well, at the beginning of Money Monday, I would just, oh, I wish those euro will spread around, but apparently it's hard to throw money. Maybe I should get more bills so they can, really splatter around like a firework. Anyway, that's just a intro of some 50 euro bills to give everybody a good luck in making a lot of money from your artwork, from your research, from your profession, whichever ways that you can get money from your clients. I wish all my viewers to become very rich one day. P.S. You're welcome. Are you Priyanka? Working on a painting now. Oh, that's cool. It's a good time to watch. It's a good activity to do while watching a live stream. Okay, glad you make it, Priyanka. So I will address your question. The question you sent me via Instagram DM. But first, I will make an introduction about the topic, and also share my experience on how to get clients. Hello, DM Blade Door. Wow, that's really cool, from Switzerland. Welcome to the live stream. I think it's the first time you're here. How are you today? So, the topic of this live stream is how to get clients. This is a topic many of you are interested in because I made a poll in the community tab, and a lot of you guys voted for this topic. I will be sharing my experience with you guys, how I found my clients for scientific illustrations. So, a little bit about my background. I used to work as a scientific researcher for 3 years in clinical research. And after 3 years, I get disenchanted about doing scientific research. So I decided to switch to art. You can find other videos that I share my experience of the career change. So I will focus, but this background is quite important about how I get clients. Because if you guys, were you guys here last week? Hello, Apisek. How are you this week? I know you were here last week. Just right on time. Let me take this prints down. And put my whiteboard on. There we go. And can you guys introduce yourself? Like, where are you from? A DM already told us they're from Switzerland. What do you do? What do you want to sell to your client? Can you do a quick introduction about yourself? Priyanka, I know you from Instagram DM, but it would be nice if you can also introduce yourself. So later when I answer questions, I can be more specific, and like then I know the relevant answer to your situation. Okay, so a little bit of review from last week. Remember, last week's topic was, what was last week's topic? Oh my god. Let me check again. It's something related with clients, but how to make money. How to make money with your art. Yes, that was last week's topic. So, review from last week. How to make money with art. You need to find people who are willing to pay for your art. Baseline principle, very simple. But the execution is very difficult. How do you make people want to give you money? Money Monday, yes. And everybody wants someone to give them money, I suppose. And there's no shame about it. A lot of people have problem with money. They have a lot of emotional attachment to money. I find it a little bit weird. I used to be that way. But it's like it's a fear of money, having conversation about money. If you want to make money, you have to get rid of that fear. You have to be comfortable being disliked by some people. Okay. Oh, thank you for your introduction. Let me see. Steipen Luca, welcome. You're a scientific illustrator from Zurich. Oh, yes. There is a scientific illustration program at ETH Zurich. Do I understand it correctly? That's what I know you guys from. Is it ETH Zurich? You guys have a program there. You did your Master of Arts in Knowledge Visualization, specialized in archaeology, reconstruction, and scientific storytelling. That's cool. Do they call the scientific illustration program as knowledge visualization there? DK. Cooperate with ETH often. Right. That's similar structure to the program in the Netherlands. So the actual program is hosted by the Art Academy in the Art Academy in Maastricht, but they also collaborate with Maastricht University. I always say that I study at Maastricht University because, it just people recognize the university better. Bachelor of Arts in Scientific Visualization. Oh, okay. So they have a bachelor degree there about scientific illustration. I wonder why it was not in the list of the programs, or was it? Anyway, okay. Do you have your own client now? Just curious. Stepan, how's your situation there? Okay, so review from last week. It's important to people buy your product for two reasons. So the first one is they need your product to solve a problem. This is the case for essential goods. For example, you need to buy groceries, so you have food to eat. You need water. And the second reason is more of the art product situation, which is emotional value. So if you're selling art, most likely it's for emotional value because people will not starve from not having an art piece. Maybe some people would starve and die if they don't have art in their life, but these people are the minority in the world. Maybe a lot of you guys are that you have to have art in your life, but I think we need to be realistic. Most of the people in the world don't need art to have a good life. Well, they might be crazy. Art might be able to make them happier, but they don't recognize the value of art. They might take drug to make themselves happier instead, you know. So, so a lot of time, you need to provide emotional value to your clients, and that's why you need to find your audience. Because if you want to sell emotional value, it has to be someone who can recognize the emotional value in your art. So find your audience. All right. So then this finding your audience will be what I focus on today, because it is exactly about how to find your clients, how to identify your audience, and let them know you, and let them know what kind of product and service you provide. Okay, well, let me get to you guys' chats. Let me interact with you. So Priyanka, your name is Priyanka. Welcome. You're from India. And what is EVS? I don't think it's electric vehicles. Currently, you're working on some scientific illustrations whenever you get chances. Yes, I remember. You are already working on a case with a client. Ahushek, laugh out loud. Yeah, I think you were laughing at my comment about some people take drugs to make themselves happy. Yeah, that's very true. That's what I notice here in Europe. A lot of people okay, I don't think that that's everybody, but there are more people taking drugs, like prescription drugs or recreational drugs. And it seems that they experience emotions through drugs. They don't experience emotions organically. So they take drugs to have feelings. I don't know. Will I be canceled by saying this? Anyways. And those people, they might not, okay, they might like art because, for example, when you're taking magic mushroom and you look at some art, then it looks very interesting, you know. So they can also love art and buy your art, but they will spend their money on drugs first before spending on your art. So I don't think they're very good clients. Okay. Or if they take some like stimulants like cocaine or methamphetamine, and then all of a sudden they get really excited, then they will pay like tens of thousands of euro to whatever you're selling them. That will also be amazing. I think a lot of business deals are made in this way, you know. Okay, Yolanda, you're in the Netherlands. De Jong is a very common last name in the Netherlands, so I was suspecting that you're Dutch. Goedenavond. Nee, goedemiddag. Okay, just finish your Bachelor of Science in Biology. Okay, you want to do the Master of Arts in Maastricht. That's the program I study at. And I mentioned you want to start by yourself. That's a good idea. I think a lot of professors there will also advise you to do the same. Your main interest in ecology and veterinary medicine. Okay, many of my classmates were also interested in that field. A lot of them wants to have their art to be published on National Geographic. Yeah, a lot of people are animal lovers. I'm not. But I think the mastery program, you'll find many people who are similar to you. Environmental science. Okay, environmental science. Sorry for bad English. No, it's not bad English. I think it's just the acronym. Because some acronyms are only used by like a small group of people. So it's great that you clarified it. All right. So how to find clients? In my experience, my clients are people who already knew me. The curse of being called the young. Yeah, you're the young ones. Well, it will not be a curse after you got older, you know. Then it's a compliment. I don't know. Like, I really don't mind about age at all, but some people have an obsession about being young. Then having the last name of the young is great. What are industry in which industry in which you can work as a scientific illustration as an illustrator? Okay. I'll get Abhishek, I will get to that question after I finish my introduction. So, my clients are mostly from my network when I was working as a clinical researcher. So, as I told you guys, I have worked as a clinical researcher for 3 years in addiction research before I switched to art. And I have built a great relationship with my supervisors, my PI, and the professors that who advised me when I was studying at the university. So these people in the professional network has been extremely important to be my clients and introduce me to more clients. Uh, so they are the first batch of clients that I have after graduating from my scientific illustration degree. Okay, and remember what I talked about last week, find your audience. So the type of illustration I made in my portfolio is the type of diagrams that is published in the scientific journals. So these people in my network are able to recognize the style and see the utility of these illustrations, and therefore they see a value in paying me money to make these illustrations for them. That's what I mean by find your audience, show them what they want. You know, give the audience what they want. Basically, like an entertainer. Okay. And it is really important to let your prospects, which is potential clients, know you personally, just in my experience. Because trust is the most important element in business. Your client needs to trust you in order to let you handle the project and pay you in the end. So you need to build trust. Trust. Yeah. So identify your audience, network with them, get them to know you, and then build trust with them on your ability to carry out the project and your personality. Like, are you a easy person to work with? You know, the second part is sometimes even more important than your talent. You can be a talented person but an extreme bitch to work with, then nobody would want to collaborate with you. Or you have the right product but you have no communication skill. Nobody will want to work with you either. So I would say having a good personality and good communication skill is way more important the than how good you are, than how like you don't need to be the cum laude or the top talent who wants in like crazy amount of awards. You can have that, but have a very shitty personality. Nobody will wants to work with you. So yeah, that's the introduction. And what? Yeah, now it's free question time. So let's get the conversation going. You can ask me anything, and I will have a discussion with you and share my experience if it's relevant. And I'll get to Priyanka. P.S. Uh, uh, she's has sent me a question via Instagram, so I will get to your question very soon. And Abhishek have a question that I can answer quite quickly, so I'll just do that now. Which industry can you work as a scientific illustrator? The pharmaceutical industry, academic publishing industry, or if you like to draw animals like Yolanda, you can work for the veterinarian industry, which could be like at the zoo, um, and horses. One of my classmates was working with horse farms for like because rich people have horses and sometimes they need things to do with the horses for like very posh things. I don't know the specifics. Okay. Abhishek, you don't have connection as currently you're undergrad now, so you can. How can I approach clients? Just approach them. If you're an undergrad, you're in a good position because you're young, and then people will give you opportunities. So you can work at. You can go do internship at the in the pharmaceutical industry, or be a undergrad intern in the lab of your university. I would advise you to intern in the industry because then you have more flexibility in your career in the future. Okay, let me get to Priyanka. This question from the DM. Priyanka, are you here? Let me know you are here to answer to hear my answer. And in the meantime, I will. Okay, Priyanka is here. And stipend, I will get to your response just in a minute after I finish answering Priyanka. Okay. Let me see. So you have a question about you have two questions, and I will only answer the one that's related with client today. Can I read the question out, Priyanka? You make graphical abstract for someone. And in the meantime, I will read stipends question. Okay, I can read the answer, the question out. So this is a case study from Priyanka's experience making a graphical abstract for a client. Quote, I have made a graphical abstract for someone, but if they are refusing to give you credit in the publication, in that case, how much money should you charge for the abstract making? Okay. I will get into. I will ask you more detailed question later because I don't think it logically makes sense to me of what happened, but I can kind of see what happened here. But I will. My advice will be always ask for money at the very beginning. Don't do anything for only being in the author session. So I think that's the first thing that's not that confused me a little bit, because you always ask for money. It's better to get the money instead of an author, like an author name in the publication, because that does nothing, you know. Always get the bag. Okay, but now you're in a situation where it's reversed, because you didn't ask money in the first place, and you were basically working for free for recognition. That's what people usually try to manipulate artists in doing free work. They will tell you that, oh, like you're doing this for publicity and recognition. If they are a big brand like Vogue or the Nobel Prize, Nature, Kim Kardashian, sure, you can do it for recognition, but those people will most likely pay you a lot of money anyway, because they don't want to get sued for later. You know, it would be a big scandal. So don't ever do things for publicity. So in that case, how much money? And so I think the real question for you is, how much money should you charge for the abstract making? You need to figure out how much budget you have, because how it really depends, because I've in different countries people have different budget in different countries. So you can ask them, like, okay, how much do you usually pay for this type of work in the past? And clients in the industry and in academia pays very differently. Academic people usually don't have a lot of money, so it's usually only 1/3 of what you can charge from the industry. That's like my experience. So yeah, try to figure out how much budget they have, because I don't know the budget in India. Yeah, it could be very little. Just wait for just have a preparation. Just have a lower your expectation. They also might throw a big fist at you. That means that they might act angry at you. So it's like, you're doing this for science, blah blah blah. How you should be ashamed to think about money. Don't let that face you. They should pay. That is called guilt tripping. Don't let them do that. Get your money. So Priyanka, as I just began and they are my senior at my lab and who helped me for getting publications, so you agree upon it because you knew them. Yeah, that's a lot of like early career people gets into, like doing it for the goodwill. That's called exploitation. So yeah, just I think it's a done deal this time. You're not able to get anything out of it, because you already set the expectation very low. So it's really hard to negotiate more after people know you are willing to accept less. Yeah, I think just you need to prepare to get nothing out of it from this situation. It's really sad, but yeah, lesson learned. Next time, always ask for money. Okay. RC, hello, welcome to live stream. Suggestion. It would be very helpful to build a business model canvas as we go along each Money Monday. Each topic covered would enrich it. It's quite helpful. Yeah, sure. That would be really fun. I love to talk about these things, and I will make like bullet points because I only talk about a small session of every live stream. I also do like review of the previous ones because they're all connected. Sure, I can make the business model canvas. I guess that you mean like an outline for the points in the live stream. Do you have an example of the business model canvas? Can you send me the link? Then at least I know which type of format I should use. Okay, Priyanka, thanks for understood. Okay, thanks understood. What's the budget when you charge approximate amount for just abstract? It really depends on who the clients are and where they are based. Yeah, it's really hard to say, and also depends on who your clients. Like are they professors or are they PhD students? And you're in India, so I think that's even less. So yeah, it's hard to say because some people I can charge like 700 euro per hour, and some people they're only able to pay like 30 euro in total. And the ones who can pay 30 euro in total, I would just let them make the thing by themselves. By watching my tutorials, then I would not work on them. Yeah. Maybe I don't know, in India, I really have no idea in India. You need to ask them. Yeah, usually I only work on cases that can go up to like over a few thousand euros. Then yeah, I only work on cases that can take, that's more than a few thousand euros. Otherwise, I would not do them. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, just ask, be a little bit, um, think of yourself as a spy. Or, just when you watch those spy movie, there are these like really pretty agents who, being like super cute and talking like in baby voices. So like, hey, I just like want to know, just like how much budget are you usually willing to spend on these things? Like I'm really curious about it. Just be cute. To the decision maker, be a spy and let them talk. The best is when you can see their budget, like their budget Excel sheet. Then you can figure it out. Yeah, just like if you see their computer is like not locked out, and just like go into their budget system and have a look. Okay, DM blade door as an addendum. Clients that don't want to pay you or pay far too little are not clients you want. Exactly. This is extremely important. Maybe I should talk about this next week. There are bad clients and good clients. It is not sustainable for your career to do work for them. Exactly. They're like toxic relationship people. Like you just like give, and they never give back. Having a business deal is very much like getting into a romantic relationship. So there are, you can get into a toxic and abusive relationship if you don't choose wisely. That's why I think like dating a lot of people actually helps with, doing business with clients, because you can spot the toxic ones from the miles away by the way they talk. And usually when the clients pay, the low paying clients, they usually have a lot of demands. Like they will try to control you more. just like toxic partners. uh, yeah, and the one that pays a lot, the ones that pays a lot, they usually just like that you do whatever, because they have a very rich budget to to that you work on. So they will not try to control every tiny spending on the project, you know. So they're way less crazy if they have a lot of budget. So just like try to find the rich people, the rich organization, rich labs to work for. Yeah. Um, okay, Yolanda, what way do most of my clients find you? Website, LinkedIn, word of mouth. I would say mostly are people I already know. So like word of mouth, 80%. No, like 90%. Only like 10% are from website and forums, like online forums. Like if there are people sharing my website on some forums, and they can find me. Some clients found me via that, but mostly via like word of mouth. That's my case because I'm not doing like mass marketing. I also want to keep it this way because I don't like to work for people who I don't know personally. There are a lot of crazy people out there. I like to keep my energy clean. If you guys know what I mean. you know, yeah, it's important to keep. I think I prioritize peace of mind over just like over the grind. Yeah, there are a lot of crazy toxic people out there. I think that just like by default, human beings are insane. So yeah, I don't do like mass, like I don't do it in a very like mass production way. I don't do it at the moment. Yeah, just as uh, DM Belord mentioned, the adenym, like clients who pay far too little, they are not sustainable. They can be toxic. Yeah, so I think it's a good idea if you want to be a scientific illustrator, work in the science field for a little bit before you start being a scientific illustrator. Or I actually think it is better to do it as a side job. Like you have a actual science job and you do scientific illustration as a hobby job. If I were going to do this whole thing again, that will be the way I do it. I quit my science job because like just spiritually sorry for talking like a crystal crazy witch, but yeah. But I don't know how else to explain it. Just like spiritually, I don't want to do science anymore at that point, you know. I don't mind going yeah, anyway. So that's why I quit the entire thing and switched to art completely because I really wanted to sort of use art um to really heal myself. Oh my god, I really don't like to talk this way, but I was really going through things. That's why I did the really crazy way by leaving everything behind and started over again. Yeah, because I was going through things, okay? And if you're not going through things, you're not going through it, then do it in a financially responsible way and do it as a side job while you have a science job. That's what I would advise people to do. Time to work on your networking skill. Yes, networking skill is extremely important, not only for scientific illustration, but just everything in life. You know, just like regular job or dating, finding new hobby groups. Yeah, it really can go a long way. Or like just getting information from people. Sometimes okay, in the future, for example, like if you're going to buy a house in the future, then if you have a extensive network, it is easier for you to discover the good deal before the deal is on the internet. Then you will have a competitive edge. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? What would be and what would be the good what would be the good next topic for what would be a good topic for Money Monday? What else do you guys want to discuss? Just drinking my sweet tea. Yolanda, do you know any people who work as a scientific illustrator but for a certain organization? Yes, one of my schoolmate who was like 1 year younger, no, 2 years behind me. She works for BioRender. Museum, yes. A graduate called Esme works at the Botanic Garden of Leiden. Um, Naturalis. Naturalis. She draws a lot of orchids for the researchers at Naturalis. Naturalis is the Nature Science Museum in the Netherlands. They have a really good tropic research institute there, and I think Esme works there. Would it be something you would or wouldn't recommend? I think it depends on your personality. So if you like to work for other people, then yes, that's a good idea. I think that is actually a good idea for most of the people. I think most of the people are not built for being a business owner. But for me, no, I don't like to work for other people. I tried, but it just, yeah. After you know how you can make your own money, it's really hard to be an employee. Yeah, but if you like to be an employee, you should. I think it's easier to get a mortgage. Yes, Yolanda, I would actually advise you to just go to Naturalis and reach out to the scientific illustrator there, maybe Esme. Um, but Esme draws mostly plants, so but you like animals, but you can still just reach out to Naturalis and ask them, hey, do you need an intern for this, or do you need some illustrations? I can help you now. Yeah, just then then you can start. How to build a portfolio targeted for scientific illustration. Okay, I think that's something I can talk about in Art Tuesday. It's not money related. Yeah, but the portfolio is actually more important than a degree, to be honest. And also, I would say how to build a portfolio in general. I actually would advise you guys don't be too obsessed about scientific illustration. You should be obsessed about making money through your art. So whichever project that comes along that you can help with your skill, you should take it. You know, uh, I I think I also made these mistakes when I was younger. Should I call it mistakes? But I think it's just part of the human psychology development. Um, I think when we are younger and growing up, we try to find an identity. You know, it's just part of the journey of discovering who you are. And many people would use their occupation as their identity, like how they introduce how they present themselves to the world. And I know scientific illustrator might sounds very cool to you guys. I also thought it was very cool back then. Um, but it really doesn't matter. You know, you shouldn't define yourself with a job. So like your identity should be more than your occupation. Yeah, that's something I wish I knew back then. uh, so I would say how to build a portfolio, you know, not only for scientific illustration. Also, just like I think you guys, if you're looking for clients, don't fixate too much on only looking for scientific illustration clients. Just whoever who are willing to pay you for whatever skill you have, just go for it. Making money and being rich is more important than being a starving artist. I know, I know. Like when I was back then, I was thinking the opposite. But after actually going through being a starving artist, it's really not cool. It's really dumb. I was so dumb. Don't be dumb like me back then. No. uh, DM play door. Most of the SciV alumni that you know ended up working 40 to 60% for employers, teaching, research, illustration, and the remaining for client-based network. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good model. Yeah, are you also doing some teaching? DM Bador. Wait, it's that Dumbledore. Is your ID name Dumbledore? It it looks like Dumbledore now. Like I suddenly recognize it. Yeah, thanks for sharing the experience, Dumbledore, because I think that's the reality of many scientific illustrator. They will not say it publicly in general most of the time. Went from museum to 6 years and switched to freelance. Okay, why did you switch? Give me the gossip. Give me the tea. Serve the tea. What's the gossip? Why did you switch? The job became boring because of repetitive work. Also, the pay was so. Yeah, I get it. It's much better as a freelancer if you have the clients. That's amazing. Good for you. And where? Where did you get your clients? Can you share that experience with the cute upcoming scientific illustrators? do Yolanda, do you ever approach people yourself, bring up the fact that you could make stuff for them? How did you do that? I did that before. It didn't work very well. I was like bringing my thesis and showing to people, and they really don't care. Or do people come to you when they already know you provide the service? Yeah, that's mostly the case. Like I just put my things there, let them know, and when they need something, they will think of me. Cold approaching didn't work very well for me. They really didn't care. No, most of would be awkward. And no, actually don't ever feel awkward. Awkward is such a boring emotion because it is imaginary, you know. Um, there's nothing embarrassing about just showing your work. And it's more embarrassing for the other person who don't know how to say no graciously. That's how I think. I never feel well, I used to feel awkward very often when I was young, but now I don't. I never feel awkward. I'm never yeah. I I mean I just be cringe, be embarrassing, whatever, you know, like I don't care anymore. I'm on YouTube. There are like 14,000 people watching my videos every 2 days. So there are a lot of embarrassing shit about me on the internet already. Okay. Dumbledore, you're still building up the network. Mostly just about approaching people, being easy to talk to, and maintaining good business relationship. Exactly. Yeah. Being easy to talk to is very important. That's why I love about hang. That's why I love hanging out with entrepreneurs. Um, like every Saturday, I go jogging with a group of startup founders. There's a startup founder running club in Volden Park in Amsterdam. Everybody is very easy to talk to because they, you know, like people who wants to be entrepreneur have a type of personality. They're very open to talk to people. So yeah, it just feels so easy to talk to people like that. There are people who are so difficult to talk to. They're like they have a lot of weird emotions, you know, like just like when you talk about something and they have like opinions that's just they have strong opinions about blah blah and then they hold you hostage to that or like they give you weird looks by saying normal things. It's just most of the people are so insane. Especially people in art school. Oh my god. You know, one time a classmate of mine while I was studying at the mastery program, a classmate of mine was arguing like she got so emotional because I said my experience in the rainforest in Malaysia was so horrible that I really hate the raw nature environment because like it's there's there are leeches everywhere and there's no hospital around, no fresh water. It's just and everything is so sticky and humid. And she got so offended for some reason. She was like, "How can you say that about nature?" It was like, "Hey, bitch, you never been to the real nature. Like, shut the fuck up." Some people are so insane. Those people are really difficult to talk to. You're still okay. Also, to DM what do you do to keep up with those relationships? Yes, how do you keep up with those relationships? You're just not made for the outside. It's fine. Well, I'm made for the beaches. I love oceans, but I really don't have a thing about mountains, like forest. Um, so beaches. Like when you walk on the beaches with the proper shoe, nothing will bother you. Maybe a seagull will come to steal your sandwich, but when you're in the mountains, there are so many creatures that will treat you as food or a threat. The other day, I just saw a TikTok of a woman who was already in like a jumpsuit, to protect herself. But even that, she got a whole arm of ticks leeching on her. That's exactly why I don't like to go into the mountains. There are all these random creatures who want to treat you like their snack. and and they have all kinds of diseases that can get into you. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And Yolanda, I think this is a really good attitude. That I think this is a normal people attitude. Is that they know, okay, this is not for you personally. Like, I know there are people who love to go into these untouched forest to roll in the mud with the boar, and they don't mind having like leeches sucking their blood. Okay, and then mosquitoes. Like, I know there are people who don't mind that. There are people who like to go camping in the mountains, without showering for a few days, and that's totally fine. And it's just not me. But some people, they really like to project their own worldview onto other people and get offended by it. It's just so fucking crazy. Okay. Yeah, but I love to go to the beaches, the ocean. I like the ocean. I'm going to Greece in September. I'm so looking forward to it. Adding people on LinkedIn, yeah, that can work. And social media mostly. So your work keeps popping up on their timeline if you publish anything new. Way to reach out a lot. Yeah, that's me too. I also don't go out of the way to reach out to people. I mean, like, you can do that, like cold calling. I think it's less about being embarrassing. It's less about being awkward. It's more about that it's very time consuming to do cold calling. For example, like if you need to send the same message to 100 people or 1,000 people, it takes a lot of time. It can work. I think for any marketing campaign, the conversion rate is around 1%. So a lot of time you need to send like 200 messages or emails and get 1 or 2 offer back. So it can be quite time consuming. But if you have the resources to do that, I think you should try. Just put yourself out there. Yeah, social media. Dumbledore, do you want to share your social media handle so we can follow you and have a look? Yeah, social. Yeah, I think social. I think nowadays, if you want to have an art portfolio, you have to have social media and post on social media. Yeah. I don't post too much on Instagram though. The reach is very bad these days on Instagram. Please don't. I'm currently doing a lot to work to get everything up to date. Okay. Let us know when you're ready. Yeah, I don't know. I generally stay away from. I don't post too much on Instagram because there are so many competitors on Instagram. Fantasy illustrations. Oh, that's amazing. I love fantasy illustrations. Do you do you make concept art for video games and that type of thing. Uh, yes, Instagram does demand a lot of time. Social media demands a lot of time in general. It is like real socializing. It's a full time job. Like I would say, socializing with people is a full time job in itself. You know, so yeah, if you want to be successful on social media, you have to treat it like you're socializing with your community. And the same type of, the same type of drama can happen on social media. TTRPGs. What is TTRPGs? Yeah, NDAs. I know. I think that's part of the annoying thing about doing work for clients. Because before they published a tabletop role playing games. Oh, that's cool. Eh? You mean like board games? Yeah, and you're doing works for clients. Then you have to wait until they're published to present it on your website or your social media. It can be a lot of delays. And also, like, I don't know, it's a little bit funny because, okay, how do I put it? So, sometimes your competitors will spy on you on social media. So, yeah, it can be also risky. When I was studying it at the mastery program, when I was studying my art degree, one of the classmates was so crazy. She would copy whatever other people are doing. She finds very good. So, for example, if a classmate start making some models, like plaster models, then she wants to make plaster models as well. And if someone is making animation, she wants to make animation. Um, yeah, of course, I don't follow her on social media. Also blocked, because then like people were just preying on your work. Yeah, so I would love to see them too. So Dumbledore, if you're ready, just share them with us. Maybe in the Discord. Where's my Discord link? Do you guys use Discord or Facebook? Which one is easier for you guys? Oh my god. I even forgot my own. I forget my own Discord password. That's so dumb of me. Yeah, I really love to see them. You use Discord. Okay. Are you in my server already? I can't even log into my own Discord. I forgot. It's always auto login, so I forgot the password. That is so dumb of me. I think I have the link somewhere. You have both. Rarely used either. Yeah, I get it. I think the nice thing about Discord is, you guys can share your work or your social media link privately. Let me see if I have my Discord link. Oh my god, I should have gotten it ready before I go on to the stream. Where's my Discord link? I'll try to log in now. Uh, yeah, I'll fix it off stream and then I'll share with you guys tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow I'm streaming again. What's the topic for tomorrow? Let me have a look. Seem to find the Discord link. No, me neither. Yeah, me neither. So no need to apologize. But I will fix it offline, and then if you guys come by tomorrow, I will share it. Also, I'll share it on my Instagram or somewhere. Let me see. Join demo. Okay, let's see. Tomorrow's live stream will be, should you get an art degree? Because Priyanka was DMing me about online courses. So many of you are asking me about online courses. Okay, so I'll be streaming about this tomorrow. And also my thought on an art degree, because I had a science degree and then an art degree. Yeah, I'll tell you what I think about it. Okay, and then on Wednesday I will be showing you some TikToks about science TikTok that I really enjoy. I'm really into like marine biology TikTok these days. They just pop on my feed, and many of them are quite fascinating. Okay, so any more questions regarding how to find a client? If not, then I will see you guys tomorrow. One more question. Yolanda, did you get a network relationship out of your degree? No. Not with the scientific illustration degree. I get a lot of competitors, but not network relationships. No. That's also why I don't go to a lot of these scientific illustration events. I don't know. They're just, I like to operate independently. That's a bummer. Well, I don't think it is that sad. To me, it's not that sad. I already, processed the whole thing. It's just, if you don't know, you don't know, I think, that's something I will talk about tomorrow, actually, because it is related to getting an art degree. I think when you study a science degree or a degree that's practical, like, for example, law, medicine, engineering, then I think the network relation effect is much better, because those are jobs that are like well established, and people are not taking the professional skill that personally. But in terms of art, and also that industry is really big, so those industries are really big. But in terms of art, what I notice is people are more competitive, and they take their artwork very personally. Like they feel like their artwork is a representation of themselves, and they need to, and and most of people have a scarcity mindset. They think if someone get a client, they get one less client. So I see more competition mindset instead of networking. Well, even the professors were thinking in the same way, because they were like, they recruit all foreign students because they don't want them to stay in the Netherlands as competitors. I don't think I'm exposing anything, because they say it quite bluntly. It's very Dutch. Like Dutch people would just tell you as it is. So, yeah. So I generally stay away from a lot of the people in the industry. But they're really good ones. Like I collaborate with very often, and some of them I also know them via social media. Anna Campbell seems like a really nice person. I think it really depends on the character of the people. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think it's just in general people with good characters are very rare, and I'm quite strict on that. But we can I will talk more about this tomorrow. Like, should you get an art degree? Just yeah, in general, because I think a lot of you guys already have a science degree and you're thinking about doing the art thing. So I'll talk about it tomorrow around the same time. Okay, and I'll fix my Discord link tomorrow. All right, then thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow at the Art Tuesday. Oh, Yolanda has one more question. Okay, I'll answer this and I'll go. What does a collaboration look like with another scientific illustrator? You say you do that. Yeah, I do that. I do that with another classmate. But I will get into that topic in the future. Okay, I think that's a good topic for a future live stream. Have a nice evening to you too, Dumbledore. This was lovely. Glad you enjoy it. Glad you enjoy it too, Yolanda. Only too many questions. No, don't be sorry about that. Please ask as many as possible because that can help me to keep the stream interactive. I really don't like people when they're being quiet and just lurking there. Um, like nothing against it, but if you don't tell me what you need, I cannot mind read. So don't be shy. Don't 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 be a worry about being awkward. Just ask whatever. I don't judge people on their questions. There are people who are very judgy, like oh my god, you don't even know this. It was like, what's the big deal about that? Sometimes we just don't know. Ugh, especially when working with some, like, not all doctors, but when it's working with doctors, a lot of them have these intelligent complex that they think that being smart is so important. No, being rich is important. Okay. You're welcome. See you tomorrow, Priyanka. I'll answer your other question. Okay, then I'll close up with Money Monday with money as usual. Some Euro bills for you guys. See you next time.